I believe we're live. So I want to say hello, welcome to the Missouri Freedom Initiative on this wonderful, beautiful Monday in Missouri. The date is April 18th. It's 2022, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. So everyone who's listening in, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a 5x5 and let us know you can hear us. Let us know you can hear us. This could be quite interactive tonight, gang. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to make some phone calls. We're going to have a little meeting, a little chat with the gang here. And we're going to find out who we need to call and then also figure out between the group here. Okay, we're getting a 5x5 from Sheraton Farmer, Casey Rich, 5x5. Thank you. Okay, good deal. I'm sorry I do that at the beginning of everything, but I need to know if the audio is coming through on YouTube because there have been some technical difficulties in the past. Yep. So, okay. Basically, I'll start out with just a little tiny bit of a diatribe this time. Guys, we need to work hard and we need to take advantage of what little time we have left in the House to get the bills that we care about literally through the House and into the Senate. And I did a video about that yesterday. And I think it's incumbent upon us to do everything we can to get these across the finish line. But we have to get them through the House first. So that's something that I think we'll be talking about quite a bit tonight. I'm going to make a couple of phone calls tonight. B&H says, yeah, had to close and go back in 5x5 now. Excellent. So I'll help you guys decide who I should be calling, but I want to let you guys know I have made all my phone calls to the House between yesterday and today, and that's a lot of phone calls. But I will make some live phone calls tonight. Now, for those of you who are politicians and get nervous when I'm making phone calls, it's nighttime, it's voicemail. I'm just showing the folks, how I do it, and then they can develop their own style. So that's all that is. So please don't get nervous up in Jefferson City. I mean, it'd be a shame if one of those politicians got up out of his seat and there's a little pool of urine there, because I made a phone call, without telling them they were live. But this is all voicemail, gang. It's all voicemail. Okay, so I want to welcome, let's see, in the YouTube side, it looks like we have Sheraton Farmer, Warrior Class 3, BH. Latanya's with us. Hey there, Latanya. And she can only be here for a few minutes. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for what time you have. We appreciate every moment you could spend with us while we're working to make our beautiful state of Missouri even freer than it already is. On the Discord side, hello to Goatfoot, Grant, Ganai, also known as Scott. We have Casey Rich with us, Liberty Revolutionary, also known as Caleb. We have the Missouri Liberty Report, also known as John. We have Rebel Cry with us and Robert E. Smith. So hello, gang. How are we doing tonight? Good deal. Good deal. Okay. So Jonathan Ashley says, good evening, lovers of freedom. Hey, good evening to you too, sir. And hey, Woolworth Fund said made 11 calls today. Thank you very much. Yeah, these calls are very important. Oh, Mad Mom's with us. Hey there, Mad Mom. And she's reporting 5x5 as well. Excellent. Okay. So I made a bunch of phone calls between yesterday and today. The phone calls and emails are kind of important, gang. Let's talk a little bit as a group about what happened in the House last week that Ron Calzone reported on. He made a video about it, plus he did a write-up on his website. Now, first off, is there anyone here who doesn't know about that incident? Looks like everyone knows about it. Okay. For those of you who don't know, refer to my last video so you can get the links to Ron Calzone's video and his write-up on mofirst.org. And what we have is we have Plocher the Blocker, Dean Plocher, conspiring with another member of the House, Rudy Veit, to destroy the most popular bill we have in Missouri this year, which is HB 2009. It's received more phone calls, more emails, and possibly more visits than any other bill. And guess what? Plocher the Blocker doesn't like this bill. This bill doesn't jive with what, people who contribute to his campaign want for the state of Missouri. So Plocher the Blocker has decided unilaterally what's best for us here in Missouri. He's not interested in what you and I think, apparently. So I suggest that everyone within the sound of our voices call Plocher the Blocker. And there is no reason to be discourteous or to be rude, because that doesn't get you anywhere. He's very sensitive man, very sensitive man. He is very thin skinned. So please don't call him names. Please don't swear into his voicemail. Call him up and just let him know what bills are important to you. It could be the very same bills that are important to us. We don't tell anyone what bills are important to them, but I will tell you what bills are important to the organization. All of them represent freedom in different ways. So let me go through the bills real quick. HB 1613 still has a shot. It's an outside shot. That is, basically our civil asset forfeiture rejection, further separating us from the federal government on matters that concerning, federal funds flowing into law enforcement. In other words, federal government influence into law enforcement. Next, 1992, that's removal of sales tax from food in the grocery store. That would be nice. It'd be nice to have that one. Next, 2009, Susie Pollock's bill, the very same one we were talking about just a bit ago. Next, 2118, a very important bill to actually close the loopholes for the Stand Your Ground enhancement, the Stand Your Ground law we have here in Missouri. This is a very important bill to us. We need to call on that one. And then we have the list of representatives here. So let's concentrate, pretty much on these, and basically let's take it to the next level. I suggest, if in what I did when I called up Plocher the Blocker, I asked him directly in the voicemail, who are you working for? Because the people of Missouri want HB 2009, and you conspired with another member of the House to prevent it from going through. So that's kind of the voicemail message I left. And by the way, the polls are open. You guys tell me who you want me to call and leave a voicemail with in the House. It could be your rep. It could be your neighbor's rep. It could be, just let me know, and we'll dial up and leave them a voicemail and basically give you guys examples of the kind of voicemails I've left all weekend. So, okay, all right. I don't want to monopolize at this point. Does anyone have anything to say at this point? Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Force to defend yourself. And this guy, he sides with the prosecutor. He's an ex-prosecutor himself. You go look at all the, where his campaign money comes from. It's crazy. And plus the fact that he won't let put this bill on the floor. He doesn't want to see the light of day.
Yep.
I mean, that's insane. At least put that bill on the floor. I mean, even if he doesn't like it or doesn't agree with it, there's been tons of calls for it. We know that. That in 2009 and 1992, it's like, put these bills on the floor and let them be debated. Quit holding it up. Time's running out. I mean, like you say, you just already have the problem thing you did with 2009 and him and Rudy Vade in on that. And now, and plus him basically telling me, 2118 will never see the light of day. It ain't going on the floor. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how can you not lose it when you hear something like that? These people are supposed to be working for us. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. How can people not just, totally lose it over something like that? I mean, it's crazy.
Well,
this
and
guy just needs to do his job.
Yeah, well, even too, KC, like the if my memory serves me correct, he was a big proponent of why the gas tax even got passed in the House. So this isn't even his first time of just doing slimy stuff. Well,
I don't know if his
No,
first time is hopefully last time, but
Well,
he needs to put these bills on the floor. That's it.
He got caught this time with HB 2009. And believe it or not, guys, let's take a look at it from a different perspective. This may be a blessing. He got caught, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So if he cares a darn about his reputation, his legacy, his career, he's going to have to let some stuff go now to try and make good with everyone he is, just say, dissed up in Jefferson City. I think that's the case now. So I think we should apply a lot of pressure. I think we should make the phone calls. Once again, I'll ask again, one more request. You guys throw up what representatives in YouTube land. You just throw up what representatives you guys want me to call tonight. It'll be voicemail, so hopefully they won't wig out on me. And I'll leave some voicemails. You guys can see, how I'm doing it anyway right now. Let's see. Hang on. Catechus says, I'm in Oregon, soon to be a Missouri resident, and I'm grateful for what you do. I'll be contacting Plocher as well. Really appreciate what you're doing. Well, gosh darn it. Thank you very much, Catechus. Maybe a little early, but welcome to Missouri.
mm-hmm.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey there, Scott.
Hey, let's try calling Plocker's little counterpart there when they was on the House floor. Was his name Veet or Voight or
Rudy Veet. Okay,
Rudy
DigiByte.
Ooh, good one.
Okay, all right.
German.
Gotcha. Hang
It's
on.
German.
Okay, I'm getting my list of representatives up, and let's go find Veet and get his phone number. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Let me post this for you guys in YouTube land. This is the very same list I use to call up reps. There you go. And also, it's in the description section as well of the video. Okay, someone threw up Lauren Arthur, too. We'll do Veet first. Let's call up Veet. There, Rudy Veet. Okay, I'm getting the old ringy-dingy out. Okay, his number is 573-751. It is 0665. And we're calling now and switching to speaker. Going back to camera.
Hello, you have reached the office of Representative Rudy Veet. My name is Joyce Bush, and I'd be happy to assist you. Our office hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday. I am either away from my desk or on another line. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll return your call just as soon as I can. You may start your message now.
Hi there, Representative Veet. My name is Patrick Holland, and I'm calling to ask you to support HB 2009. And I'm not talking about the version of it that you slaughtered on the House. I'm talking about the one that was actually submitted by Susie Pollack. So please do support that bill. We know what you did last week, and I'm really, really sorry that you chose to go that route for the most popular bill this year in the state of Missouri. But it is what it is. Now it's time to actually make amends and do the right thing. I'm hoping you'll do so. By the way, I'd also like you to support HB2118, the Stand Your Ground Enhancement Act. I would like you to support HB1992, the repeal of sales tax in the grocery store. Also 1613 for civil asset forfeiture. These are the bills I would like you to support. Please do give me a call. I would love to hear from you. I very much look forward to hearing from you in the very near future. Once again, my name is Patrick Holland. Have a good day, sir. Okay, that's one down. Yeah, that I was similarly cagey, I guess. Cagey's not the right word. I did kind of the same thing to Plocher. So, but at any rate, now we're calling another rep, so you guys will see the way I normally talk to reps. Okay, let me go back to YouTube. And Rudy. Okay. Oh, Brad Hudson. Hang on. There was another one that came up. Lauren Arthur. Okay, Lauren Arthur. These are voicemails. Everyone in Jeff City, don't freak out. These are voicemails, all right?
Well,
Arthur.
Patrick, I think she's a senator. So
Yeah,
maybe
she's a
about
senator.
Oh, she's a senator.
Call about the ballot initiative at least.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is House night, but I can do that. We'll do that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad Hudson. Brad Hudson, Cape Fair. Okay, there we go. Calling Brad Hudson, 573-751-3851. So, yeah, we can call up and have some fun. Oh, hang on, speaker. There we go.
This is Representative Brad Hudson's office. Please leave a detailed message, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you. You may start your message now.
Hi there, Representative Hudson. My name is Patrick Holland. I'm a constituent, and I'm calling to ask for your support of HB 2009. And I'm not referring to the slaughtered version that Plocher and Vite did. I'm talking about the original version of the bill put out by Susie Pollack. If there's something you guys could do about Plocher, that would be great, because this is a real problem we're dealing with here in the state of Missouri. I'm very sorry what he did to you guys. It was actually really embarrassing. But I would appreciate your support of Susie Pollack's original HB 2009. The other bills I would sure like support on is 1613, which has to deal with civil asset forfeiture. I'd like support with 1992, which has to do with the repeal of sales tax in the grocery store. I'd very much like you to support 2118, which is the Stand Your Ground Enhancement Act. And those are the bills that I care about the most this year. If you could please actually go ahead and do what you can to pressure Plocher to get this stuff on the floor. One more thing, with what Plocher did last week, and I know you know what I'm talking about. I want you to know that I have a friend that he literally told, I'm talking about Dean Plocher told my friend that HB 2118 will never see the light of day. And that's kind of a strange statement because it's the second most popular bill this year in Missouri. People want this. But apparently Plocher is single-handedly deciding whether or not we actually get something. It's not the people of Missouri. It's not even the General Assembly. It's just Plocher. So if you could have a meeting with Plocher and let him know that we know what he did last week, that would be great. Thank you very much for your time. Once again, my name is Patrick Holland. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day. Okay. One more down. It's all voicemail. For those in Jeff City, it's all voicemail. So don't worry. I won't do it on live calls. Or on live people, anyway. Just voicemail.
Hey, it says here in the chat, Brad Hudson is a co-sponsor at 2118.
Hey, there we go. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's see. Voicemails for... Yep.
Vescovo.
Vescovo? Okay, we'll go to Vescovo next. Vescovo. There he is. Okay, so we're going to the Speaker of the House. We're going all the way to the top, gang. His number is 573-751-3607. Speaker and camera. Lights, camera, action.
You've reached the office of House Speaker Rob Vescovo. Your call is important to us. Please leave your phone number and a detailed message so that we can return your call as soon as possible.
You may start your message now.
Speaker Vescovo, hello, this is Patrick Holland. Hey, I'm calling first of all to say thank you for all your good work up in Jefferson City. I would like to ask you a favor, though. I've called you about this before. There's a bill I care a great deal about, and that's HB 2009. And I saw a video about what happened last week with what Plocher and Vite had done to that bill and how deceptive they were in the practice, and they colluded, there was collusion there. And I would very much like pressure to be put on Plocher as much as possible for him to stop lying and deceiving the Republican caucus up in Jeff City, and to actually start doing the right thing. And, actually, I think you might have a little bit of clout with him, hopefully anyway. I really support Susie Pollack's bill, HB 2009. I also really support HB 1992, 1613, and 2118. And guess what? Plocher told a friend of mine in person, face to face, eye to eye, that 2118 will never be allowed to be on the floor. He actually said that. So apparently he's deciding for the Missouri population, and indeed for the General Assembly, what's good for Missouri all by himself, without anyone's help. And it's not my turn to watch Plocher. So someone needs to do something about that man up there. But I really appreciate everything you've done up there. Thank you again. Please do give me a call if you have any questions or you'd like to talk further about this. Thank you very much, Speaker. Have a wonderful day. Hope you had a blessed Easter. Bye.
Good one.
Okay. All right, guys. I don't want to take up the whole night doing this, but I'll be very happy to continue making phone calls if you guys have recommendations. But this is basically how I leave the voicemail messages. And yeah, I'm a little, I guess I'm a little more juvenile when it comes to calling Vite and Plocher. And the same thing happens when I call Schatz and Rodent. The same thing happens. I can't help myself.
There's nothing wrong with it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Because it doesn't matter what they think.
Yep.
It matters what.
Yep. But I want people to
people
see that I'm not
think.
swearing at them. I'm not being aggressive. I'm not being nasty. I'm
Not
just being a
threatening
little
them or anything
impotent.
else.
So, Patrick,
ahead.
I got another suggestion.
Yeah.
You should call Hannah Kelly. She's the assistant majority floor leader.
Okay, Hannah Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second here. Kelly. Kelly, Hannah Kelly. There we go. Mountain Grove area. Okay. Hannah's number is 573-751. 573-751-2205. Let's call up Hannah Kelly. Speaker and camera. Lights, camera, action.
Thank you for calling the office of State Representative Hannah Kelly. Our office hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Please leave a message with your name and phone number, and we will return your call as soon as possible.
You may start your message now.
Hi there, Representative Kelly. My name is Patrick Holland. I'm a constituent, and I'd like to ask you to support HB 2009, but I'm not talking about the slaughtered bill that was done by Vite and Plocher. I'm talking about the original bill in its original form written by Susie. So if you could actually do that somehow, get that original bill back on the floor and give it a real hearing, and maybe we can exclude Plocher and Vite from, the festivities on that one. But that's a very important bill to me. It means a lot to me. The other bills that mean a lot to me are 1613, civil asset forfeiture, 1992, repeal of sales tax in the grocery store, and 2009, I already talked about, which is Susie Pollack's bill, and then also 2118, which has to do with stand your ground enhancement. These bills are very important to me. One more thing I'd like to tell you, and in fact, feel free to call me back if you want to talk about this, but a good friend of mine was up in Jeff City and had an eye-to-eye with Dean Plocher. Actually was able to get him to talk to him. And he said 2118 never sees the light of day. It'll never make it on the floor. He's making a decision for Missouri. That was the second most popular bill this year. People want 2118, yet Dean Plocher has single-handedly apparently decided he's not going to let it hit the floor. So if there's something you could talk to Dean Plocher about with that, and you could give me a call if you want to discuss this with me. My number thank you very much for taking time to listen to my voicemail. I hope you have a pleasant day, and I hope you had a blessed Easter. Take care.
Hey, I'm looking at Sony's co-sponsors for 2118. Actually, in the chat, somebody put Speaker Pro Tim, John Wyman as a co-sponsor of 2118. You also got Bill Owen, Travis Smith, Michael Davis, Dean Van Schoik, Sean Pausch, Chris Dinkins, Sherry Tolson Reich, John Wyman, Sarah Walsh, Brian Seitz, and Brad Hudson. It would be interesting to call one of them and see if they'd call back and tell you if they've ever had any talks with Plocher about 2118.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, everyone we call, I'm going to go ahead and mention that conversation with every phone call I make tonight, but I did that with the phone calls I did yesterday and this morning too.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, and everyone's getting my phone number. And I'm muting it on the YouTube side. You guys are hearing it on Discord, but I've given all of them my phone number. So I expect to get some phone calls, I think, with that. So, and in fact, when I left my message with Plocher, I told him about the meeting you had. So, Plocher.
That'd be interesting.
Yep. Plocher won't call me back. This is my 6th phone call into Plocher this year, and he has not called me back. So that doesn't surprise me, though.
I don't think he's really called anybody back on any of these 3 bills. Like I said, I had to go catch the guy in person.
Yep.
And that wasn't easy either.
Okay, Brian Seitz. Yeah, Brian Seitz is a great guy. Not just a good guy, he's a great guy. And actually, he's a friend of ours. So, I'll tell you what, do you want me to call Brian Seitz, Ozark, Missouri School District Awareness? And welcome, by the way. Okay, Brian Seitz it is. Brian Seitz. Brian Seitz. There we go. Okay, Brian Seitz' number is 573-751-1309. 1309. Call and speaker. Put it on speaker. And then camera.
Yeah, it's not coming through.
Hello, you're calling to the Office of Representative DigiByte. Can you please leave your name, phone number, and reason to call in, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
You may start your message now.
Representative Seitz, this is Patrick Holland. Hey, haven't seen you since September, but I'm looking forward to seeing you again April 26th when I'm up there for Rally Day. Got a favor to ask in the meantime, though. Representative, I don't know if you know this, but apparently Dean Plocher and Rudy Veit went ahead and kind of deceived the entire Republican caucus on the House floor last week with Susie Pollack's bill, HB2009. I would like to see that bill come back to the floor and actually have an honest-to-God real debate without collusion and without deception from Plocher and from Veit, so that the people can have a chance to actually have this bill. It's interesting to me that, that he was able to do that and that Rudy Veit worked with him. That would be collusion, I believe. Collaboration, conspiracy, if you will. But at any rate, those are just words I picked out of the air to kind of describe the moment, So, but I do love that bill. HB 2009 is very important to me. I'm certainly hoping that if we can get it back on the floor and if we could get Plocher under control or possibly under arrest, then maybe we can actually get some action on that. But there's some other bills that I like too. I really love 1613. Which deals with civil asset forfeiture. I'd like you to vote yes on that if that gets to the floor. I'd like 1992, which is Coleman's bill for elimination of the sales tax for grocery store items. I also like, of course, I talked about Susie Pollack's bill 2009, but another bill I really love is 2118, which has to do with stand your ground enhancement. Those are the bills that are very important to me right now. I'm hoping that we can get some movement on them. But we also need, I think, the Republican caucus to come together and do something, about Plocher. Because we're just, by the way, Plocher literally told a friend of mine last Wednesday, when he was up in Jefferson City, that he will not allow 2118 on the floor, period. He simply won't allow it. So he's actually making a decision for you and me and for everyone else in Missouri. And I think that maybe we ought to send him some strong messages back. And we'll leave that up to the Republican caucus. Hopefully you guys can do something about it. But I just want to say how much I appreciate you and everything you do up there, Mr. Seitz. And I look forward to seeing you again in April. You have a wonderful day, and I hope you had a blessed Easter, sir. Take care. Okay, Brian Seitz. Superman. If you guys don't know, if you've not been up to Jeff City, Brian Seitz' nickname is Superman. And it's not because he has superpowers. It's because he does have Superman memorabilia all over his office. He's a Superman fan. So, but he's a really super nice guy. So that's his superpower, I think. And he's super smart. He does have superpowers. Okay. All right. Do we want to continue conversation, or would you guys like me to make some more phone calls? How would you guys like to proceed on this?
Yeah, I think we got some people are asking for calls here in the chat.
Okay.
Did we get Brad Hudson yet?
Hudson, we already called.
Okay. Somebody says, I'm interested to find out where Representative Bishop Davidson stands on this bill.
That's an interesting one. Interesting. I've got something for you on that, Christina. His number here in the directory, the very same directory that I gave you, is not his number. It is, he's like, and I called everyone in the house this weekend. Everyone. His is the only number that goes somewhere else. I will call the number and leave a message as though it is Bishop Davison, but at least you guys can hear what I'm talking about. So give me just a moment to find it again. Bishop Davison. And I know Bishop personally, too. Five 751 2381. Yeah. 2381. Call. And speaker. Here we go. Speaker. And it rings a long time before it picks up, too.
That's always fun.
It's like it goes to like a Google phone thing, and then it's someone else's name completely.
Hello.
Hi there. I'm calling for Bishop Davison. Hello?
Hello. Who is this?
My name is Patrick Holland.
Hi, Patrick. I'm his legislative assistant. This is my personal cell phone number.
I'm sorry. I called the number that's listed in the directory for Jefferson City, the representatives.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had it set up to forward last week when I was sick and out of the office. I thought I'd change that back. How can I help you, Patrick?
Hi there. I was just wanting to get, and I know Bishop, but I won't have a chance to talk to him probably for tomorrow morning. I was just hoping that he was going to help do something about HB 2009 with what happened with Vite and with Plocher.
Oh, is that concerning vaccine mandates?
Yes. Yep. Well, what it's concerning is parental choice over vaccinations, specifically, so that the parents can opt out of certain, inoculations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. Apparently, it got added on to a bill as an amendment, and then it got taken off as another amendment, I think is what I heard. I was sick last week, so I didn't get to see it
Okay.
in person. But I don't know if we're looking to add that as an amendment onto anything. That would probably be something Representative Pollock, the sponsor of the bill, would be looking at doing or not doing. I'm not sure, but I can ask Representative Davidson. But normally the sponsor of the legislation would be the person who's trying to get it put onto other pieces of legislation.
Sure, this was actually a giant deceit that happened in the House last night. The entire, I would say the Republican caucus was completely and totally deceived by both Plocher and Veit, because they introduced amendments that they misrepresented on the House floor because no one had time to read them. Also, Veit's amendment to 2494, which was amending 2009, completely eviscerated 2009, and he misrepresented that when he injected the amendment. So it's actually really complicated.
That's kind of what I heard.
Yeah. So, but I was just hoping that that Representative Davison would be interested in basically having a new hearing on the floor, preferably without Veit or Plocher being there, so that the people can get what they wanted and what they called for. Because I do know it's the most popular bill this year. It's gotten more phone calls, more emails, and more visits than any other bill. So
I'm sure he would be open to hearing it on the floor again. The problem is, if that were to be brought up, like if the original bill, 2009, were to be brought up on the floor, that is 100% at the floor leader's discretion, which is Representative Plocher.
you mean the Representative Plocher, the same guy who deceived the entire caucus and worked in collusion with Veit to totally destroy the bill and lied about it? The same guy?
Well, Representative Plocher is the one who decides what gets to be brought up on the floor and what is left on the calendar. So, yeah, none of the other representatives have that power to bring up what the pieces of legislation have made it through committee to that point. So yeah, it's not something that, like, even if you had, like, if every other representative in the House wanted to bring something to the floor, they could talk to Representative Plocher behind closed doors and say, hey, we want this heard. Hey, we want you to bring this to the floor. But yeah, Representative Plocher is the one who decides what is brought to the floor and what is not.
That's really a shame after he lied to the entire caucus last week, that we can't do something about that. He lied and deceived and colluded with Rudy Veit at the same time. We actually have a conspiracy on our hands right now.
So, yeah, well, the way that HB 2009 could be brought back up onto the floor, the easiest way, is if another piece of legislation that is close enough in title and amends similar chapters is brought to the floor, and then either Representative Pollock or someone else could offer an amendment adding her legislation onto that bill, and then it could be voted on. But then again, like, that's kind of what happened earlier, and then that other amendment stripping basically all of HB 2009 by Representative Veit was brought up, and yeah, so that's the current situation.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, whatever he can do would certainly be helpful. That's a very important bill to me. I'm very displeased with the rules of the House right now. I mean, we have got to stop this concentration of power. And especially when, the floor leader can openly deceive the entire caucus, collude with others to deceive the entire caucus and walk away, unharmed. And not to mention the fact that everyone seems to think he's speaker next year. And that's his reward for deceiving the entire caucus, for taking away from the people of Missouri what they wanted, what they called for, what they emailed for, what they're passionate about, which is their kids. Whether or not, they have control over whether or not their kids get vaccinated for COVID-19. I mean, these are all important issues. And it seems to me, when I was looking through Representative Plocher's campaign donors, he's got an awful lot of medical money coming in, for his campaign. I don't know if you've ever looked into that. It's very interesting. But also, Dean Plocher is told a friend of mine that HB2118 will never be allowed in the House. Never be allowed in the House for debate. And then, interestingly enough, he's being funded through campaign through police unions, Missouri Sheriff's Association, the Police Chiefs Association, that all openly do not want 2118, but it's the second most popular bill this year. We have conflicts of interest like crazy here, and it's just frustrating because we can't do anything about that. And the guy who's actually running the floor in Missouri is the guy who's colluding with everybody. And in my opinion, colluding with the federal government too, because he's taken money from the Sheriff's Association, Police Chiefs Association, the Prosecutors Association, and they get money by lobbying the federal government. I mean, this is just a weird, twisted thing we have going on here in Missouri. It's very disheartening.
Yeah, unfortunately, sir, that's kind of, Representative Plocher, he does have quite a bit of power as majority floor leader, and it's kind of to get anything passed, you kind of do need his support or an overwhelming support of everybody else, and at least ambivalence on Representative Walker's part. But
yeah, I understand that.
I'll pass along your frustrations to Representative Davidson and let him know that you'd like something to be done on this issue if he can do something.
Okay. Can you also let him know that I'm supporting 1613, HB 1613, 1990.
HB 1613.
Yep. 1992. 2009, which we just talked about, Susie Pollock's bill, and 2118, which is the Stand Your Ground Enhancement Act.
Yeah, I'm sure he supports that one too. He was one of the sponsors of SAPO last year.
I do know that. Yep. He was not only a sponsor, wasn't he the writer of 310, HB 310 last year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
so that's a pretty big sponsor, my friend. That's a big sponsor right there. Yep. Okay. Well, of course, my respect to Bishop Davison. I'm sorry for the way I presented myself in the phone call. I'm very frustrated right now, and I just wish we could get something done about Plocher. This is a serious problem. If this is not dealt with, the next 2 years are going to be horrible years for anyone who calls themselves conservatives in the state of Missouri.
All right, sir. I'll pass that along. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening, sir. Bye.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble.
After hours.
I did, and I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I'm gonna have to edit that out because he started. In fact, I got to edit that out tonight as soon as this video's done. I got to do something because he was talking. I'm gonna get in trouble for that, gang.
Yeah, I'll save the clip. Save the clip. Though.
Yeah, that's why I took the phone away from the microphone. It was all fun and games until we were talking about Plocher. Okay, I'll edit that out. Yeah, so that's the weird thing that I was talking about with Bishop Davison's phone number. But apparently it was going to someone else's private, like I told you, it sounded like it was going to Google Voice or something. Turned out it was going to his LA's personal cell phone number.
Well, that dude said he forgot to change the number back around, so.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly
what are you
we
gonna
were
do?
looking for tonight, but it happened anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, that'd be interesting that being that Davidson was such a great supporter of SAPA, how he's going to handle this Plocher saying, 2118, nope.
Yep.
Not happening. I'm not going on the floor.
Yeah.
I side with the prosecution because I'm an ex-prosecutor.
Yep.
I don't care about innocent until proven guilty. I like it better that way. I like guilty till proven innocent. Makes it easier for us.
Yeah.
That's just basically it.
Yeah, let's take away your rights for 6 months while we investigate. Yeah.
It's all about the moolah.
Yeah. Well, it's about control too.
The only ones that should be guilty until proven innocent is government.
Mm-hmm.
Government.
Yeah, I bet they wouldn't like that too much, would they?
The government doesn't have rights.
Or they shouldn't.
They don't. They have no legitimate rights.
But see, we're treated that way. I wonder if we'll have an officer-involved shooting if the officer is treated that way, because they're a Missouri citizen as well.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, they're automatically innocent, regardless.
Right.
whether they're in the wrong or not, they're automatically innocent. It's called qualified
So
immunity.
hold on. The prosecutors don't like that we're innocent until proven guilty. The police are not treated the same way as us. It seems like just a giant power grab.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Unless they want that officer to be a fall guy for some reason or whatever, then
Yep.
it'd probably be different.
they
Hey.
usually
Then
only
he get
happen
treated.
when
Then
they
he get
start
treated
supporting
like a
other
citizen.
cops. Yeah,
Then
when
in that
cops
case, he get treated like a citizen.
Rhino
Yeah,
Especially if it's
76.
Kim Gardner.
Yeah, Rhino 76 asked a good question real quick. Is the reason you can get in trouble is because they're being broadcasted? I'm not clear on that or not. Rhino 76, let me tell you, in Missouri, we are a single party consent state for recording a conversation. As long as one person knows it's being recorded, it's fine. And that's usually the person, of course, recording it. But what happened, I'm not going to give any names. But I am famous for doing live phone calls on YouTube to Missouri politicians during SEPA in 2020 and in 2021, and then again this year for the bills that we were following this year. And there's some people up in Jefferson City, I won't give any names, that are very nervous about that. Very nervous. And because I'm not telling them they're on YouTube. The problem is, and I found out in 2020 and 2021, when I tell them they're live on YouTube, they won't talk. So that's why I decided to stop telling them. And they do watch. There are a lot of politicians that do watch this channel. So I was informed that I'm making some people nervous. And the reason being is because they're worried about gotcha politics. In other words, for them having, what they believe is a private conversation with someone that they know and they've talked to before, saying something that they probably wouldn't say publicly, and then that going public. That's what it is. And I understand that. So I get that. And especially when it comes to, sensitive information sometimes. So that's what that's about. So, but I felt, as long as I was calling and leaving voicemails, they wouldn't care about that it wouldn't be an issue. So at any rate,
except you got a live person.
I got a
by
live
accident.
person by accident. Yep. And once again, I was just calling the number that was on the Missouri website. So, and it's being redirected. I can hear it being redirected. You can actually hear it when that happens. So, at any rate,
Hey,
yeah.
Representative John Wyman, he is Speaker pro tem. Now, if Plocher steps off the floor, who takes his spot?
No, it's not even about the floor. He doesn't manage the floor. The speaker manages the floor. The floor leader manages assignments of bills on the floor is all.
Okay, so there's nobody that steps into his place when he's not.
I'm sure anyone can step into his place, actually. But I don't think they have a backup position for floor leader.
Okay.
There might be an assistant. Yeah, there might be an assistant floor leader. Does anyone know? Anyone on YouTube? Anyone on Discord? Do we know of an assistant floor leader? That'd be a worthy call tonight. And by the way, I've already called everyone, but I don't mind making more phone calls. So that's not an issue. That's why I knew when you said Bishop Davison, that's why I knew that there was something wrong with that phone number, is because I went through that last night. Hannah Kelly steps in for floor leader. Okay, we already left one with Hannah Kelly, though. And hopefully, I'm inspiring all of you guys out there to be making phone calls tonight yourself. And by the way, I call them all, but I don't. I get in trouble when I say everyone should call them all, but guys, I would ask you to call as many representatives as you feel comfortable calling. You are a constituent of the state of Missouri. Certainly
Patrick,
call. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was like, you should call Alan Andrews since he's majority whip.
Okay, Alan Andrews.
Yep.
Okay, hang on one second. Let's find his number.
Here's the thing, too, is that it doesn't matter what district they represent when they're all on committees.
Yeah, they all are on committees. That is correct. Okay.
They are just as responsible for your opinion as they are for anybody else's.
Alan Andrews is 573-751-9465. Calling him now. Going back to camera.
Hello, you have reached State Representative Alan Andrews' office. I'm sorry we cannot take your call at this time, but if you will please leave your name, your number, and a brief message, we will return your phone call just as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a good day. You may start your message now.
Hi there, Representative Andrews. My name is Patrick Holland. I'm a constituent, and I'd like to bend your ear just a little bit. I have some issues with what Dean Plocher and Rudy Veit did to HB 2009, a bill that many people in Missouri want. It's the most popular bill this year. It's inspired more phone calls, more emails, and more visits than any other bill this year. And the collusion between Plocher and Veit to shut down HB 2009 and basically eviscerate it is really troublesome to me. So I'm hoping that there's something that can be done about this. At least can we bring it back to the floor, at this late hour and actually debate it, as the people of Missouri wanted, perfect it as the way the people of Missouri wanted it? Or do we just give up on it because Plocher doesn't like it and he's taking money from medical, and from medical agencies that do not want this bill to pass? So it's a valid question. I'm not asking it rhetorically. Actually, if you could give me a call back. If you could give me a call back and we could talk about this. By the way, I support other bills too. HB 2009 is near and dear to my heart, but also 3 other bills, HB 1613, HB 1992, and HB 2118 are all bills that I support, and I would certainly like you to vote yes on if they come to the floor. But then again, we just don't know what's going to go to the floor anymore with Plocher in charge. And if it comes to the floor, if they're just going to, literally just, crash it to the ground with all these amendments that eviscerate the original intention of the bill in the first place because they conflict with his campaign donors. I mean, it's impossible to tell with Plocher. But at any rate, that's my message. I hope you had a blessed Easter. And please do give me a call back. Thank you very much. God bless.
Hey, you know something interesting?
What's that?
Hannah Kelly, the assistant majority floor leader, she's a co-sponsor of 2009.
Yep. There's a lot of co-sponsors on 2009. There's like 54 co-sponsors on it. Has quite a few.
Yeah, but is it just to cover their ass, co-sponsor, in order to satisfy their people, or do they actually give a shit? They're willing to fight for it.
It's more complicated than that, Rebel. There was actually, I think, 65 sponsors, co-sponsors on that bill. That's
a lot.
Yep, and what happened was, I can't remember the story now. This just happened 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. I think it was Plocher running around threatening people to get their names off the co-sponsor list, saying that their legislation won't even hit the floor unless they take their name off the co-sponsor list. I believe that's the story. Don't quote me on it at this time because I'm not sure that it was Plocher that did that, but it was someone in the House of Representatives running around that has power that said if you don't take your name off this co-sponsor list, your bills will not get to the floor. And so a lot of people succumb to that pressure. But apparently Susie Pollock did not. But gosh darn it, if you guys are familiar with the politics up in Jeff City, Dean Plocher really hates Susie Pollock. He really doesn't like her. And Susie's just as sweet as she could be. If you ever make it up to Jeff City, definitely visit with Susie. She's a really wonderful lady. Very, very strong conservative, by the way.
The brush of ego.
I'm sorry, what's that, Goatfoot?
Oh, I was just saying, just can't put the ego away.
Yep. No, there's something seriously wrong with Plocher, and it's like he knows no one can do anything about it. Therefore, he can be as evil as he wants, and basically just completely disregard the caucus, the Republican caucus, and the Missouri voters, and he doesn't even care. It's weird.
Yep.
Are the speakers and floor leaders, is that all by appointment, or are they
Vote.
elected?
Vote.
Okay, so they're voted.
Yep. And they're usually voted. It's kind of like high school. It's usually the people who are the most popular because they raise the most money for the party. They have the most business contacts. That's usually how they get in. That's how Schatz and the one exception to that rule is Vescovo. Vescovo's not like that. He's just very well liked and very well respected in the caucus. But I suppose since they elected an evil, twisted man like Plocher to be floor leader, they had to have something to somewhat counter it. So maybe that's why, Vescovo, was elected.
Man, you know something else I just noticed? All right, on Hannah Kelly's homepage here, when you click on the names of the people, under co-sponsored bills, it's got her under for HB 2009. Then I click on HB 2009 itself, and I go to co-sponsors. Her name is not on there.
Well, she can't. Susie Pollock can't co-sponsor her own bill.
No, Hannah Kelly.
Oh, Hannah Kelly. Okay.
Yeah, when I'm on her homepage where it says co-sponsored bills, 2009 is on there. So I clicked on 2009, and I clicked on all the co-sponsors for that.
She's
her name isn't on there.
Well, you'll find about 15 others where their names disappeared as well. Yeah. So apparently Hannah Kelly succumbed to that pressure for whoever was running around the halls of Jefferson City, literally telling people if they didn't take their name off the co-sponsor list, their bills would not hit the floor.
Plocher.
But she's still
it had to be Plocher. I'm sorry?
But she's still taking credit.
Apparently. I don't know.
Because it's still on our page.
I don't know. I mean, we could speculate on that all day long. I've never looked into that. I'm just guessing, but I do know that a lot of people's names have dropped off that co-sponsor list. I know that for a fact. And I got that from a very, very reputable source. I just don't remember who was threatening people. I think it might have been Plocher, but I don't know for sure. Who else would have the power to go around and tell them that their bills won't hit the floor unless they take their name off, the co-sponsorship of that bill? And guys, keep in mind, this is 2009 is actually a very, very important bill. Not only, so we can actually protect our kids, basically from, beer flu serums, because a lot of us are uncomfortable with the beer flu serums. Let's just be honest and upfront about that. When we use our code words so YouTube doesn't tag us. But
poison?
the poison, whatever. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is there's a lot of people in Jefferson City that have funding from the medical community that are very much pushing the serums. And so that's their paymasters, right? Because they only care about us when they're getting elected. Once they're done being elected, then it's time to appease the paymasters. The people that, yep, that's correct. Money talks. Money talks and stool samples walk. So that's right. We're a family-friendly show. Okay. All right, guys, general discussion. Anyone want to come in and talk about any of this? Robert, you're running for office. I'd like to ask you a question, sir. If you get elected, would you do everything in your power to actually decentralize power in the House of Representatives?
Yes, I think that would be a decent idea, to be honest. The fact that one person can stall good legislation for the next 2 years is pretty disturbing. Our government is supposed to be a functioning entity, and whenever we have anytime something can centralize and bottleneck to somebody who can just stop it from operating that way, needs to be brought down from their pedestal. So as a legislative representative in the General Assembly, I would support bills to limit one's abilities to railroad good legislation.
Yep. Yep, we need to do something. And actually, Ron Calzone literally has openly called for the Republican caucus, to try and do something about Plocher, but really there's nothing they can do. And we all understand that. That's the way the rules are written. And the rules were written, I'm sure, at a time where they didn't think someone like Plocher would come out of the, crawl out from under a rock and actually run for office and actually get it. And, but that's what we have right now. And it is
they definitely
unfortunate.
need to be able to make a motion, or if there's something being blocked, you should be able to take a vote on how important it is and get a vote to bring it to the floor or something. The fact that one person can just railroad and keep alternating between the calendars to keep it away, and then also he uses that power to manipulate other people's choices and legislation. So now he's starting to take away our fair representation.
That's correct.
And if we're being taxed, but we're not being represented because this one guy is railroading what we want to see.
If you could get proof of this stuff going on at the Capitol, whatever you could gather up. I mean, you could have put harassment charges on him. You could have
Yep. Hey,
all kinds of other things put on him.
Hey, Robert, it's time to plug yourself here, buddy, because Christina Tonsing is asking basically who you are and what district you're running in.
I'm running for Missouri State House in District 125, which encompasses Vernon County, Bates County, up to the Passaic area, and then parts of Cedar County, which includes El Dorado Springs. I'm an entrepreneur. Pretty much I gather underneath one roof. I gather locally made products and locally grown produce, and I distribute it to grocery store chains within a 250-mile radius of Nevada, Missouri right now. So I support local agriculture. I support local business. I know what it takes to run a local business. My wife and I, we do what we can to become involved. And my philosophy dictates that people should voluntarily take care of their communities rather than the state government or federal government, because they're pretty much robbing us and mismanaging our resources. And my resources would be better fit in my town, Nevada. And I want to get our government out of our lives, out of our pockets, and pretty much check them to the point where they don't have the interactions that they force upon us with us.
So
any
my
other
guess,
questions?
my guess is based on what you're doing here. If you get elected, and if I want to get a Food Freedom Act bill passed through the Missouri legislature, you sound like the guy I could go to for that and could help me with that, right?
You glitched out. What did you say?
Yeah, if you got elected, and if I wanted to actually get the Food Freedom Act done in the state of Missouri, you'd be the kind of guy I'd bring that legislation to, wouldn't you?
Would the Food Freedom Act be something like I could sell whatever I want off my farm and people can't tell me what to do off my homestead? Because that's what I really imagine.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, there's more to it than that. Yep. Well, it's basically the FDA, kind of goes away under the Food Freedom Act and stuff like that, and people can sell milk again from their farm if they wanted to. And
I'll take short
everything.
But short, it's flipping the bird to the FDA and the health department.
Most definitely. One thing I'd like to do is I want to check the federal authority that has been running rampant, and we really need states to step up and finally take a strong stand. And in order to do that, we need to first get away from federal dollars, because federal dollars are all constantly being hung over our heads. So if we want to be free of the federal government and its alphabet agencies, we need to be free of federal money. And so we, as a state, need to start challenging and actually, I believe, strongly feel that the evidence is in the Constitution that the federal government is limited to 10 square miles and certain properties that it willingly buys from the states. And we should really kick the feds out of the state's business, because everything the feds have done, they've literally messed up. And they don't know what's good for Missouri. And we can keep the feds to their 35, 33 enumerated powers, depending on who you ask. And the states can take over everything else that was destined for them.
Gotcha. That sounds like a good plan. Someone's
We'll
asking.
see how it goes.
Yep, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, he's running running in District 125. So anyone who lives in that area, and if anyone that watches this program basically lives in that area, just chime in, let us know. That would be awesome. Stan Hayes is asking me to call John Wyman. And John Wyman apparently stepped up to the plate and co-sponsored HB 2009 after, the fiasco on the floor. But what I don't know what he co-sponsored. Did he co-sponsor that travesty that they came out with all those amendments and attachments? Or did he, just do the original 2009? I don't know. But yeah, we'll call John Wyman then. We'll do another call or two. Okay, let me get out my handy dandy list. Representatives. John Wyman. There he is. O'Fallon, representing the fine folks of O'Fallon. His number is 573-751-2176.
Oh, hey, before you make that call.
Yeah.
John Wyman signed on to that bill. Looks like co-sponsor time, 4/14/22, 9:58:09 a.m.
4/14.
So that's about, that's about 4 days ago.
Yeah, that's
today's what, the 18th?
Yeah.
So you're looking at Sunday, Saturday, Friday.
Yeah.
It's like maybe Thursday or something.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday is when that happened on the House floor. I'm not 100% sure. Wednesday or Tuesday, maybe.
After.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, you see, that's a question we can leave for him in voicemail. Okay, calling John Wyman now, gang.
Yeah, that would be great. Ask him that.
Yeah, Worthwhile Fun said the same thing.
You have reached Speaker Pro Tem John Wyman's office for the 103rd District of the Missouri House of Representatives. Please leave your full name, address, and phone number, along with a brief message, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for calling. You may start your message now.
Representative Wyman, my name is Patrick Holland. And I'm actually calling for several reasons. The first of which is I noticed that you co-sponsored Susie Pollock's bill. I'm curious what you co-sponsored, though. Is it the original bill that Susie Pollock had put forth, HB 2009, or is it the heavily amended version that Rudy Veit and Dean Plocher had their way with? Let's see, I think it was last Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm just kind of curious which version that you co-sponsored, and it's a serious question. Also, I'm very upset with what happened at the Capitol, the deception, the collusion, and not to mention the sheer deceit to the Republican caucus, basically held hostage by, Plocher and Veit as they totally destroyed Susie Pollock's bill in front of our very eyes and lied about it while they were doing it. Rudy Veit misrepresented his amendment. So I'm just curious if there's anything that can be done about that. I do support Susie Pollock's bill, HB 2009, but not the one that was amended by, Veit and whoever else, 2494. I can't remember the representative's name. But also, I want to let you know that I support 1613. I very much would like that to come to the floor. I support 1992, which is getting rid of the sales tax for items in the grocery store. Also, I support 2118, which is the Stand Your Ground Enhancement Act. But I am very concerned about what we saw last week on the floor with Rudy Veit and with Dean Plocher. And what disturbs me probably more than anything else is I'm hearing that there's really nothing we can do about having a deceptive, dishonest person within the caucus that actually controls what goes on the floor. And if you could give me a call back and let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you with Plocher or with Veit, please do give me a call and let me know. I gave you my phone number. thank you very much for taking my phone call. Once again, I support 1613, HB 1613, 1992, 2009 in its original form, and also 2118, the Stand Your Ground Enhancement Act. Thank you very much, sir. I hope you had a blessed Easter. Have a good evening.
Hey, I just went back to Calzone's video. That was the 14th that went down, April 14th.
It was the 14th. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Okay.
So basically, he signed on. I could have done it before, could have done it after.
Well, he's 9:14 in the morning. That would be before, because they didn't meet for that till after 10 a.m.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. So we have
There
our
we
answer.
go.
You're absolutely correct. Okay. And I should have looked that up myself before I said that on the phone, but
Yeah,
oh,
well,
well.
the question is, did he know what was going down, what was going to go down?
That's what I was gonna say. He might have already known. He might have been in on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything like that, but you know, he signs in that morning and then that goes down. I think that's a very good question, considering
That's what I'm
all that's
saying,
been going. Yeah.
That's been popular for a long time, and that bill's been available for him to co-sponsor for a long time. Why did he do it suddenly that day?
That day when that goes down, you got to admit that's pretty suspicious.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, if he's lethal force to defend himself, he would have to prove his innocence right now.
Yep. Okay, gang. So that's basically the way I make phone calls. You know, leave
But I
them voice.
guess he doesn't have to at this point, huh?
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, it's really easy to do. And in fact, I remember talking to people back when we were doing SEPA saying, I work, I can't call during the day. That's fine. You can leave a voicemail at night too. And they do listen to those voicemails and they do take notes on those voicemails and then give them to the representative. Emails are very important too, gang. And, you know, once again, the email thing is something that I have not done quite as much of. I've done a lot of, but I've made literally, I'm going to have to say I'm at like 550 phone calls right now so far this year to the Capitol. Literally 550 phone calls, but I'm nowhere near that on emails. I think I'm at like 180 emails so far this year to the Capitol.
No, that's Voodoo Queen doing the email side.
Yeah, I know. she is the email queen. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm reading in the chat here. Worthwhile Fun says Wyman was the one who brought the amendment on the floor. Calzone says he was duped by Vape.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's the guy then. That was he had the bill 2494 or something like that was used to amend 2009, and then Vite came in with his amendment to 2494, which completely destroyed Susie's bill. And that's the order in which that happened. I can't remember the name or the number of that bill. I think it's 24 or something.
Honestly, though, I do find that kind of strange, man. He signed that thing right that morning before going on the floor. I'm not saying anything, but like I said, you know, if I was a police detective, I was on a case, I'd be looking at it and I'd be a little suspicious.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Latanya King says they're all in on it, just saying. So I don't know that they're all in on it because actually Rudy Vite's was something that no one read before he was asked to represent it. He was asked questions about it. And, of course, Dean Plocher did the questioning, most of the questioning to misdirect, and so that he could answer questions in a very different way. So he didn't have to actually explain the bill. They didn't do a reading, or I'm sorry, not the bill, but an amendment. There was no reading on the amendment. There was just a verbal explanation. And that does happen in the Missouri House and in the Senate. And that's the thing. When people get elected and they go for, I don't know what you would call it. It's like when you go to high school, you know, for the first time, you know, day before or whatever. But they do the same thing in the House and in the Senate for, you know, the freshmen that get elected. And one thing that they explain is don't lie. Don't lie on the floor. Don't do it because you'll destroy your reputation. You will literally lose trust People will not trust you again for a long time. And then you're violating, the sacred oath that you had taken, not only to the Constitution, but the people of Missouri. So that's exactly what happened, though, is that Rudy Veit, I mean, lie is a strong word. I'm not sure that that's appropriate, but they whittled away and the issue as opposed to actually getting to the meat of it on what his bill actually did. And that's how they were able to get away with how they did it. And so it was the questioning, the leading of the questioning done by Plocher, a practiced, prosecutor. So it was all staged. You guys watch Ron Calzone's video and you can see what I'm talking about. But once again, the entire Republican caucus was taken for a ride that day, and there's apparently nothing they can do about it. Once again, there's an ethical problem here, but he didn't break the law. So, at any rate, that's my piece on that. Once again, I wouldn't even begin to try and describe it as well as Ron did on his video or in his write-up. Ron did a pretty good write-up on it, too. So, I'm hoping we're inspiring a lot of people tonight to make phone calls to the Missouri legislature, more specifically, the Missouri House of Representatives, and literally support the bills that we support. With, and if you support any other bills, now's the time, by the way. Now is the time. The deal is, basically, there's only so much time left to get things done in the House, but because once they're done in the House, they have to go to the Senate. And then there's a process they go through in the Senate that takes time as well. So that's why we're kind of turning up the heat a little bit for people to make phone calls and send emails. It's not because we're the kind of people that like pressuring other people. We are literally running out of time on the bills that are important to us, and that's why. Okay, all right, guys. Any other discussion? Anything that we've missed tonight at all?
Just would like to add that we need to throw support to HB2704 as well.
2704. That's right. Where's that at? Is that on
last time I saw it was on the calendar still.
It's on the calendar? Okay.
Let me check that real quick.
Hey, did you guys hear that out of all the busy scheduling and everything that's been going on that they had time to name a dinosaur?
No.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the official dinosaur of Missouri, So, I mean, they are getting some stuff
Governor
done.
Parson?
Don't think they're not.
They're getting some stuff done.
Well, here's the thing. They're literally going through the informal list right now because that's what they did all last week through session. I would check in about every hour to see what they were doing on the board on the Missouri House website. Plocher is very strategic in what he's doing right now and just stalling so that he doesn't have to bring all this good legislation to the floor to be perfected.
Okay.
It looks like 2704 is at the Referred Rules Legislative Oversight. It is not on the House calendar, and the next hearing is for actually tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's not making any traction. This other I think it's a ballot initiative is Missouri 2022. They're literally going out and paying people to get others to sign the petition. So they're paying people X amount of dollars to go out and get people to sign a petition. And they said there's a lot of dispensaries, probably unwittingly, who are backing the Missouri 2022 and not HB 2704. They're in a real dogfight to get people to recognize that the other one is a junk petition, and HB 2704 is the way to go.
Okay, gotcha. So it's still basically in committee, and tomorrow they're having a hearing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. All right, so 2704, another one to watch.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at that. It says executive session, not public hearing for 2704.
Interesting. So the executive session is tomorrow.
It's scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
Is is the HB 2704? Is it called like the Cannabis Freedom Act or something like that, John?
Yes.
Yes, that's what it is.
So tomorrow, actually, I was thinking about headed out and going there. But tomorrow, the entertainer Afro Man will be at the Capitol in Jefferson City at 3:30 p.m. In support of the Missouri Cannabis Freedom Act, and they're having a meeting there actually. So I know that they're trying to get that to go through.
I forgot all about that too. I forgot about that that he was going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah, it says on Tuesday, it says rules legislative oversight, House hearing room 4, 3 p.m. or upon adjournment. I guess that means adjournment of the House floor, whichever is later. And I clicked on that, and the little pop-up comes on, and it's all executive session. You have the bill string starts with 1770, then 1956, then 1994, then 2397. 2638 and 2704 is last on the schedule, but it's all executive session. Nothing about public hearing.
Okay.
And it says executive session may be held on any matter referred to the committee. So it looks like they're just going to straight up vote on it tomorrow. No hearing. That's what I'm reading. Somebody else, if anybody else got internet, just get on there and check it out. Make sure I got it right.
Yeah, please educate me, because I'm still a little vague on some of the terminology, so I don't want to pass bad information on to my listeners. So if somebody could straighten me out on that to make sure I got my facts correct before I go talking about it anymore this Friday or whatever. I do not want to mislead people.
What we would do now normally, John, because it's still technically in committee, is literally call up all the committee members and tell them to vote yes, to get that out of their committee so it can go to the floor. So that's what we would normally do now. So that's
definitely.
That, and if you're and once again, you'll have an answer tomorrow, apparently, in the executive session. They will say yes or no. It's that simple. And the bill is either out, available to go on the floor, or it's dead. So one of the two things will happen tomorrow.
Well, actually, this is better in a hearing, especially if they vote to pass it, because then it's going to be headed to the floor. They'll have to do something with it. Put it on an informal calendar or some calendar somewhere.
Yeah, and Ron Hicks is on that committee, so.
Yeah, exactly. He's on that committee.
Yep, and Hannah Kelly.
All right.
So just go house.mo.gov and click on, let me back this up, see how I did it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, 2704, guys. If you guys, if you care to, I know we're asking a lot, but please do call the committee members. What committee is it in, Casey?
Hang on.
Hang on. Actually, I can bring that up too.
Oversight. Rules legislative oversight.
Okay. Rules and legislative oversight. Here we go. I will go ahead and put that link right into the YouTube chat for those who want to call the committee members. That's what we would normally do if we still had a bill in committee, is we would actually be calling those individual committee members, telling them to vote yes on that bill.
Just type out house.mo.gov, and it's going to bring you Missouri House of Representatives. Click on hearings, and then under hearings, it's going to have a calendar here, and on Tuesday, which will be tomorrow, it's got rules legislative oversight, House hearing room 4, 3 p.m. Just click on that little box there, and then the pop-up comes up, and it shows you right here. It's all executive session, and it's those bills I just mentioned.
Yep, I also put a link right in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, somebody else pull it up. Make sure they see it too. That way.
Hey,
Rhino. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
So basically, from what I'm gathering, that House Bill 2009 is pretty much dead then.
No, I don't think it is. But the thing is I don't understand what state it's in right now. Is it still in its original form, or does it now have those two amendments on it? That's what I don't quite understand at this point. I think it's still in its original form, actually. because they caught on to this very quickly after it happened, very quickly. So at any rate, that didn't happen on the floor. That happened privately shortly after the event that you saw in Ron's video.
Susie Pollock know that?
Oh, Susie's very well aware of what happened.
Well, maybe she would know whether it's back to its original form or whatever.
Yep. But we can't get a hold of Susie today. All
Yeah.
we can do is leave voicemails. But guys, please do keep your phone calls going. Please keep your phone calls going, your emails, and even if you can, make a visit to Jeff City. Remember now, another plug for Rally Day. This is held by the Missouri Carry folks, fine folks, by the way. Tuesday, April 26th at 10 a.m. to noon, and a lot of us usually go to that every year. So it's a good time. It's a lot of fun and everything, but I generally I do a little bit of the rally, but most of the time I'm knocking on doors while I'm up there for the rally. And that the beautiful thing about being up there for the rally is, basically a lot of reps and senators are in their offices during that time. So it's a good time to contact them. So Rhino76 says, Plocher has a personal vendetta against Susie Pollock. He did that out of spite. He's taking away from Missourians out of his pettiness. He should be ashamed. Agreed, Rhino. The weird part is we can't seem to do anything about it. The legislature can't seem to do anything about it either. And if that's the case, we got to have a rules change next year. We have to. We're done with, people like Plocher and Schatz is known for doing stuff like this too.
Yeah, this is crazy. All this work and
Rogan.
everything, and one guy gets to just yay or nay everything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that these leaders don't get a veto against them, just like Parsons can be vetoed. So
it's a centralization of power within the legislature.
Yep.
It really
Why
is.
doesn't I was gonna say, why doesn't the Republican Party do something about it and put pressure on him? Be like, hey, if you want ballot access to continue running, why is the
He brings
Republican
in
Party
money for
doing?
him. They don't.
Yeah,
actually
look at
care
all
if he
those
brings in
donors,
money.
man. That dude brings in the money.
Yep. So that's the thing to remember about Plocher too, gang, is that he brings in a lot of money for the Republican Party. So it's not just to himself, it's also to the party. So that creates politics within the party. That's why he has the position he has. But the fact is, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. Well, I was just gonna say, because every donation he gets, they get a cut of that. So
yeah. So but he also raises money for the Republican Party directly too.
Yep.
So is the Republican Party even working for America anymore?
Not
What do you mean
really.
anymore? They never were.
Ouch, man.
They made the United States the United States.
Yep.
Exactly.
No, the United State is what they did.
Yep.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Hey, gang.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we're thinking about, thought we'd float out an idea here. Do you guys think we should have a live stream tomorrow morning in Plocher's honor? Do you think we should do that? Maybe invite him to come on the show, let his neighbors know about it across the hall, so that, make sure that he finds out.
I'd be down for that.
Okay. What do you guys think in YouTube land? Would you guys want to join for that? We used to do stuff like that during SEPA. But at any rate, what we generally do is we just do a YouTube. We talk about Plocher, and we keep hoping that he's listening or he'll chime in on the chat or come into our Discord. And we let all his neighbors know about it too, so they can let him know in case he didn't get a voicemail or an email about it. Where Class 3 says absolutely. Let's see. So we got one vote yes, and we got KC Rich saying yes. I know a lot of people work. This would have to be tomorrow morning. Go ahead, Caleb. What's that?
Oh, nothing. I'm just thinking about this.
Okay.
This should be entertaining.
Yep.
I'm down, but I have to work, unfortunately.
All right,
Patrick, I know
gotcha.
you got a lot of shit for doing this last year over SEPA,
I did.
but SEPA got passed through all of their complaints and sheriffs and police and all the other stuff. So maybe you got to learn to be the squeaky wheel.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it goes against your nature because it doesn't feel right, but maybe it's what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do a lot of squeaking.
Gary Ride says he's in. Hey, Gary. Hey there, buddy. Okay. And Latanya King says, I'm sure she meant I'm in. Do it here. Be here for it. Okay, gotcha, gang. Okay, I'll tell you what then. We'll do this at about 9 o'clock in the morning because that's before the House assembles at 10. Someone want to take a look?
Actually, they're not coming in till noon tomorrow.
Till noon? Okay, gotcha.
Ooh,
Okay, reschedule.
Time.
Yeah, let's do it at 10 a.m. Let's not do it at 9. Let's do it at 10 a.m.
Better for me anyway.
Okay, and I'll tell you what. I'll make the phone calls and get the emails done to Plocher's office tonight to let him know that we're having YouTube in his honor. Give him a link to our channel and a link to our Discord, which is exactly what we did for crab cakes back in the SEPA. I'm sorry, Huff. Exactly the way we handled it. And then what happened was that morning, I called up his two neighbors and let them know about the YouTube in his honor to make sure that the LAs could run over to the office to let him know that there's a YouTube in his honor live right now. And okay.
So that's something else, man. Plocher, him and Vate did that thing on last Wednesday, and then late that day, he tells me 2118 will never see the light of day.
Yep.
Yeah, he's quite the busy guy that day, wasn't he?
Yep, he sure was.
Here's something funny too. This is a bit off topic, but everybody calls them Veet and Vate and shit like that. Well, it's actually, if you look at the Germanic spelling of it, it should be fight. Because the V sounds like an F and it's the second vowel that's enunciated.
All I know is that I want to. What's his name? Grant made a comment earlier about the gas tax. I remember him being on Austin Peterson's show one morning when that bill was, there was a whole lot of talk about it. And Austin was kind of putting his feet to the fire and said, well, you kind of make a lot of money. Maybe we should maybe we should tax you more. And he's like, oh, well, I get taxed enough, but, we just really have to pass this gas tax. And it's like, do you really? Yeah, it was funny because Austin was really blasting him on it. Like, maybe we should just make up a new tax for you then, Rudy. And he's like, oh, well, I'm already taxed a lot. So aren't we all, you jackass? How about you just calm down a little bit? Take your foot off the pedal.
Don't get your panties.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. None of that gas tax money has gone to the roads. All those officials at DOT got a pay raise. That is what it's going towards. It's going towards a pay raise in the Department of Transportation.
How many freaking audits have been done on MoDOT? One year was 2-point-something million. Another year was $1.6 million that they misspent. And then they turn around and go, no, we didn't. And that's literally all that happens to them. That's the worst part. The auditors go, hey, you misspent this money. And they go, no, we didn't. But nobody even gets out the yardstick and breaks it over their hands. Nothing. It just goes right on by. And it's like, if you take that money year over year over year that's misspent, I wonder how many millions upon millions of dollars they would have that, I don't know, maybe they could fix the potholes. I saw a post on Facebook a few weeks ago that said 3-bedroom, two bath pothole on Missouri Boulevard for sale.
Well,
it's pretty bad when you're.
The issue here is, John, is that they can't afford yardsticks to break on their hands because they're too busy misspending funds.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will gladly donate yardsticks. I will go to Lowe's and buy everyone in a rack. Yeah. No problems.
Well,
no. I say that I say there should be hypothetically a bunch of wooden baseball bats that were hypothetically broken over the back of their hypothetical heads.
No, we don't go that far.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice.
I know.
They're trying to go the old Catholic school way. You know?
Yeah. there
Easy
we go.
now.
sure one
Let's
of them-
not be so hypothetical.
It's hypothetical.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say let's not be? Never mind.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Latanya King says, love to audit Stone County for our crappy RDS. It's obvious. Yeah, crappy roads. They're pretty bad in Stone County. I agree with you. We have some bad ones here in Christian, too. Okay, gang, if you guys can't think of anything else at this time, we're going to wrap it up because I got to get up bright and early to get ready for that, that special, that live stream special in Plocker's honor. Guys, be here if you can be. That would be really nice if we could get a lot of folks come in for that. So, and then I will make sure that Plocher is aware of it, and, well, as best I can anyway. He doesn't return my phone calls or my emails. So I'll let his neighbors know. And hopefully between his neighbors knowing, an LA can run over there and just, let Plocher know, hey, listen, go to YouTube, go to the Missouri Freedom Initiative. They're doing a YouTube for you right now live, for you personally. And
oh, boy.
so, yeah, they're partying.
Makes me want to take the day off tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I have to work tomorrow, so that can't go on for too long. I did take today off of work, and I shouldn't have, but I wanted to make all my phone calls. So, okay. All right, gang. Go ahead.
Tanya, I have lived on gravel roads most of my life. A couple years ago, we had a bad flood. One of the gravel roads out here had a sinkhole in it.
Wow.
And it fell through.
Did they just fill it in with more gravel?
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder if that's maybe how the gravel road was there in the first place? They just kept filling it in with gravel, and suddenly they had a road.
It was State Highway AA, by the way.
Okay, State Highway AA, gravel road, sinkhole special.
I got a street in my neighborhood that's got sinkholes. They got it cut. They got it blocked off now. Looks like it's starting to. You can see the road starting to settle down.
Well, gosh darn it, KC, we're blessed here in Missouri because the employees of the Department of Transportation now make even more money than ever while these roads aren't being fixed. Go Missouri. Okay, gang. All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Privatization of roads is better.
Yes, privatization of roads is better. That is correct. Okay, gang, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So if you guys have anything you want to say on the YouTube side, please actually type it in now. I want to thank all of you who are making phone calls and sending out emails. We are out of time, gang. This is where we have to get this stuff out of the house. Now, if Plocher simply won't put it up in the house, there's nothing we can do at that point. Hopefully the pressure from representatives and from us calling Plocher direct will help with that. But we'll do a live stream for Plocher tomorrow and see if we can put more pressure on him. Very public one.
Hey, Latoya King says she's on AA. What part of the state are you in?
She's in Stone County, south of me.
Oh, okay.
Every
this is there's multiple state highway AAs. Like there's one up here that runs halfway between Kingsville and Strasburg, north to south. But this is State Highway AA over here in the Kansas City area. It's weird. There's multiple State Highway AAs. Guess they can't afford to come with new names.
Yeah. Well, state highways. Are you sure they're not like county highways or something? Or
that actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, letter highways might be county.
Yeah, I think they are.
That's right. Number highways are state. Oh, never. Okay. Yep. That's my mistake. It is. Yeah. Yeah,
that's how dull and unimaginative our Department of Transportation is. Basically, what are we going to call this highway? Well, we're going to call it A. Well, that's already taken. How about AA? Brilliant!
Hey! Hey!
Hey, let's not give them a reason to spend more money right
Yeah,
now.
I'm sorry.
Let's be happy with the letters and be done with it.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll be.
At the intersection of Highway N and Highway O, there's a sign that says no.
Nice.
Dad joke.
Okay, we have
I'm
nothing
on.
new on the YouTube side, gang, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. But as always, if you guys want to come in and talk, we'll be here in Discord for about another half an hour. You guys can come in and chat with us when we're not live and online. So I want to thank you all for coming in tonight. Please, guys, if you have the time, emails, phone calls. The bills you guys know, 1613, 1992, 2009. And I know them in order, and of course 2118, and as Liberty Report so correctly reminded me, 2704. But that one's special. You need to call the committee members, and apparently they're meeting tomorrow morning. So tonight is a good time to call those committee members if you care about the marijuana bill. And you know what? I didn't do that today, so I'm going to call up all those committee members tonight.
Hey, Worthwhile Fun put up in chat. He said Hannah Kelly is still a sponsor of HB 2009. Just want to clear her name.
Okay. Clear her name. Okay, just in case. Okay, gotcha. In case we said something that was speculative, and possibly misrepresented.
I just showed you what was on the screen.
Yeah.
Under her, on her deal where you click on her name.
No and another.
Yes.
So it's a hit or miss on this one. We don't know.
Okay, I'm going to make one more phone call, gang. Dottie Bailey is on the committee for 2704, so I'm going to go ahead and call her.
Can you ask about her proposed amendment possibly in 1992?
Yes. Actually, that's not her. Oh, yeah, you're right. Amendment. You're correct. That was her. Okay, 573-751-0562. Okay, speaker. Okay, and camera.
Action.
Hello, you have reached the office of State Representative Dottie Bailey of the 110th District. We are unavailable to take your call right now, but please leave your phone number and a message and we will return your call as soon as possible.
You may start your message now.
Hi there, Dottie. This is Pat Holland. I'm calling and I would very much like to talk to you about your amendment to HB 1992. So if you could give me a call on that one. Also, I want to voice support for 2704. I understand you're on the committee for the marijuana bill. I think that is something we need to do in the state of Missouri here. The war on drugs has failed, and it's very costly. It takes a lot of resources, and I think that that bill actually solves a lot of problems for us here in the state. So I do want you to vote that out of committee, hopefully with everyone else tomorrow. But I just wanted to voice my support for it and ask you to call me back on your amendment in 1992. Thank you very much. Hope you had a blessed Easter, and I will talk to you soon, Dottie. Bye. Okay, guys. So that's the committee. I'll go ahead and put the committee in the you guys forgive me. I'm starting to get tired now. In the YouTube chat. There we go. Copy. And YouTube chat. Paste. Okay, gang. That's the committee again that has 2704. I just put it in the YouTube chat. These are the folks you want to call, basically to support 2704 to get on the floor, just to get it out of committee so they can start dealing with it and giving it treatment on the floor. And so at any rate, thank you again, everyone who joined tonight. Thank you again for everyone who makes phone calls and for sending emails. I mean, this is crucial to what we do. This is how they find out what the people want, and this is how we apply pressure, too. We're hoping that Plocher will be available for us tomorrow morning. That would be kind of nice if he could come in live to our live stream and explain a few things to us. And if he doesn't, we'll be forced to speculate why he can't be there, which is exactly how Huff got the name Crab Cakes, the nickname Crab Cakes. So Plocher the Blocker and Crab Cakes, there's two special kind of guys. Okay. All right, gang. We're signing off for now. Feel free to join us in the Discord if you want to join us for the after party. Thank you again for all your hard work, everyone. We all have to work on this to make Missouri as free a state as humanly possible. All right. Take care, gang. May God bless each and every one of you. And again, thank you for giving us some of your time this evening to make Missouri the best it can be. Take care, gang.
Auf Wiedersehen.